Is Thursday morning, April 18th. Rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. I'm WESH 2 First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris. Thanks for joining us. Boy, do we have some fun stuff to talk about today. We've got some weather to discuss, and I've got some new video that I want to share with you all from my journey to the wild blue yonder. Talking, of course, about flying yesterday with the Blue Angels, which, to say it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience is going too short. I cannot wait to discuss this with you. I've got some footage I want to show. Yeah, Diane says, you're still giddy and glowing. Well, I'm glowing because my tuchus is sunburnt. I'm giddy because I still can't flip and believe what just happened. Yeah. All right, so we'll talk about that, but we do have weather to discuss. So let's do the business end first, and then we can move on and talk about some aviation stuff. Like I said, I've got new footage I want to share with you. I could be like dramatic and say it's never before seen, but at the end of the day, it's because I have the memory cards. All right, here's a live look outside. This is the WESH 2 Studios tower cam. Mainly clear sky over top. So pretty outside, right? It's a gorgeous day. Gorgeous, gorgeous. First warning, live Doppler radar. As quiet as can be. Gotta love that. 60s out the door. Mid 60s in the metro. It's gorgeous. It's going to be a gorgeous day. Today we make it to 80 degrees by 11 o'clock. 85 by 1. And it's 90 by 3 p.m. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. I'm getting what's so funny is like I'm getting a Cessna, so I joked with the wife and I was like, yeah, it's Columbia shirt season. 90 degrees in a Cessna is going to be hot. Yeah, at least that's in the metro. Here's a look around town. You can see basically the beaches will be a little cooler. Mid 80s, lower 80s in Melbourne, but right at 90 degrees across the metro and the interior areas. All right? All right, when we talk about records, we've got some in the ballpark. Let's just chat about those. All right, for today, 90 in Sanford, 90 in Leesburg. We think we'll probably get pretty close to a record in Leesburg, but beaches probably not so much. Laura says, wow, this Cessna may feel pretty tame after yesterday. Yeah, I don't want to say it's going to be a letdown, but yeah, there's that. All right, 7-day forecast. Let's chat about that, and then I want to get right to the footage, okay? All right. Holy cannoli, is it going to be hot this weekend, right? 92 tomorrow, 94 degrees Saturday. Yeesh. Yeesh. And then 93 on Sunday. It's going to be a hot day. Wow. This weekend. And even with next week's front, guess what? It's barely going to break the heat bubble. Hate to say we knew that. We knew that's the way it was going to go. That's the way it always goes. So there you go. Yeah, a Ducati to a big wheel. Jeannie, that is the quote of the day. From a Ducati to a big wheel. It's funny, actually, when we were flying yesterday, as we were taxiing back in, I'm flying 70 kilos, the tail number today. And as we were taxiing back in, I hear 70 kilo on frequency, and so I said to Seven up front, I was like, hey, that's what I'll be flying tomorrow. And he's like, oh, yeah? How's that going to be? And I was like, you can ride in the back seat of my airplane if you want. And he's like, I've got other stuff to do. So anyway, he has a media day today at any rate. All right. So, okay, we'll get back to the weather maybe. Can I share with you some stuff? Can I? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right. So let's just start with like the low-hanging fruit, all right? This is going to be a shot of the takeoff from inside. Now, I have to tell you, the struggle here is that the GoPro, they were using a GoPro inside, it was having all kinds of issues. So first thing, you're not going to hear my microphone because it did not work. The connection to the GoPro mic. So you're not going to hear like the, yes, this is great. You're just going to hear the natural sound. The second thing is it kept overheating. So I didn't get much. There wasn't a ton of footage on board. Every time we were not in a maneuver, I was able to restart it. And whenever it died again, it died again. And then after the maneuver, I was able to turn it back on. So anyway, we'll start with the takeoff. Okay, and we had to sit there for a while because the thing is, when they take off, like when I take off in a Cessna, they're going to be like, all right, clear to 1,500 feet. And then they'll let you go higher. But with a Blue Angel, it's like a bat out of hell. It's like clear to 10,000 feet. So it takes a while to make sure that the airspace around is clear. So we sat for like 15, 20 minutes. But when we went. So this is going to be the full, raw, unedited, until the camera dies footage of that takeoff roll. Take a watch. Give me a second to scrub because, again, I had to keep turning it back on the ground here. So just give me a second to get there. Because we're just sitting waiting. All right, here we go. All right, here you go. Okay, so James's comment is the best. Freeze frame. Yep, that's me. If you wonder how I got here, that's hilarious. All right, so that was the takeoff. Holy crap. Okay. So let me explain a couple of these things to you, okay? And then at some point in the next few seconds' time, the camera's going to die again because it just kept dying. I think, yeah, it died there. Okay. So the way that there's this whole breathing maneuver thing, okay? And the breathing maneuver is because when you're pulling, and on that very first maneuver, and we went up, we pulled 7.5 Gs. Right out of the gate, we pulled 7.5 Gs. Okay, so let's talk about this. So it's called the hic maneuver. It's because the idea is you've got to firm your body and remember to breathe. And because the blood is going to want to drain out of your head. And so by straining your body, it at least stops it. Now, those dudes in the front, those guys, they're pros at it. They make it look like it's nothing, no big deal. I can tell you, it's a big deal, right? So we did that. So what you're going to see is when I'm doing these like goofy things, these goofy maneuvers, you're going to see me breathing like super awkwardly, okay? Here's another maneuver. This was a good one. And I've got to add too that like I look terrible. And when you see these guys and gals doing these performances, you don't realize how frigging painful it is, how taxing. That very first 30 seconds, I didn't think about this. I was able to stop the blood from rushing out of my head, but all of my saliva moved out of my mouth. I kid you not. That was one thing that threw me off. I had not expected that because think about gravity. Objects in motion want to stay in motion, but when you're fighting it like that, it's a big, big difference. So when you see this next maneuver, like it's super tame looking. I'm doing this roll, but it's not tame. Okay? Take a watch. And so, yeah, we're just doing this roll right over the SLF, the skiff now, I guess, is what it's called. But, like, it doesn't look crazy, right? But, like, without that breathing, blood rushes out of your brain, and you're a mess. I mean, I was a mess to begin with. Yeah. Taylor, I'm amazed no bad words came out on takeoff because holy poo would have come out of mine. I would say that there were some choice words, not on takeoff. Takeoff was amazing, but like after there was one, their highest G. What it is it was, you pull 7.5 Gs briefly on the takeoff, but there was another maneuver where you pulled 7.5 Gs for a while. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. After that, I was physically spent. Like my body was exhausted. My mouth was dry. My head was dazed. And afterward, he's like, "How you doing, man?" Like he's like, "I heard you breathing the whole time. You did it." And I'm just like, blank, bleep, bloop, blop. Like there were some words. I told you I will be 100% honest with y'all. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Jennifer's asking, did I vomit? No. Did I stay conscious? Yes. Was it amazing? Oh my God, yes. Did I almost pass out? Yeah. I mean, the tunnel was there. Like, it was there. And I remember on that last longer 7.5 G maneuver, I remember being like, keep that pressure. Keep that body pressure. Don't stop breathing or you'll die. Don't stop breathing or you'll die. Don't stop breathing or you'll die. Like that was what my brain was thinking. Don't stop breathing or you'll die. That's what I was thinking. So, yeah. So anyway, all this to say, it was amazing. I want to show you the story I did yesterday. And if you were watching last night on WESH 2 News, you will have already seen this. But this is the story I did because I didn't want to make it all about me. I wanted to make it about what goes on the Blue Angel. So take a listen, and I hope I kind of explain a little bit of it. This is also some different footage we didn't see yet. Take a watch.
You've been thrilled all week, all month, really. Was it as thrilling as you imagined it would be?
If I said that it was more, I don't even think it would do justice. I mean, this is an aircraft that does the most incredible things in an air show setting, and that's already so cool. But to be inside and to feel what that's like, that's a whole other level.
Runway to 10,000 feet in a few seconds. Fire the afterburners like a homesick angel. I got you. ride along today with the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. Once off the runway, we pulled 7.5 Gs and booked it to the Kennedy Space Center to play. The idea was to show off some of what the team does during air shows, and I have to be honest, it was a lot.
Well, like you found out today, it's incredibly physically demanding, which is something you don't get a sense for when you're on the ground.
And holy cow, he was right. This was an experience I don't think I can correctly describe, but I'll try. Think about it like this. When you're on a roller coaster, you pull 3 to 4 Gs, meaning 3 to 4 times the normal gravity on your body. In demonstration, the Blue Angels pull 7.5 Gs. I literally had to learn how to breathe specifically to keep from passing out. Now, I feel like I just ran a marathon. The maneuver is called the Hick maneuver, and while I look goofy doing it, let's just say my body flexing and breathing like this is truly the only thing that kept me from passing out.
But now that you've had a taste of it, it's just a very physical type of flying, start to finish.
Wow. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I had 2 personal goals. The first thing was to not pass out, and I got close. The second thing was to keep everything down. Also got close, but was successful. Now, when I talked to Lieutenant O'Donnell about how honestly he and the rest of the team were able to do it, he said that it's like a muscle. You have to work that muscle. And I obviously have never worked that muscle, hence why I feel pretty much zonked. But there is one muscle that I've been working today, and that's the smile. I don't know when that will stop, but I'll let you know. That's the very latest from the Orlando Sanford International Airport. I'm first morning meteorologist Eric Burris.
Eric,
Glad you made it through.
yeah, you're a pilot, Eric. I gotta ask, did he let you take control at all?
So the Super Hornets sticks are fixed, so no. But if I'm honest with you, the amount of G-force was so much that there were points after those we pulled 7.5 Gs. I'd never done anything like that before. There were points afterward where I was just thinking to myself, how could he have kept his situational awareness? So in those moments, no. But we did take a tour around the Kennedy Space Center, and covering launches as long as I have, I was able to be like, that's the rocket that's going to take off today, and just kind of give. So we kind of helped each other out just a little bit.
Once you guys
was
are breathing
an unbelievable experience. Yeah, when we were able to calm down. And if you want to see the Blue Angels along with the other demo teams, they'll be here at the Orlando Sanford International Airport both Saturday and Sunday.
Very cool.
Congratulations, Eric. I'm so proud of you. You checked off all those things that we talked about this. He was trying not to do any of those things, and he did it. So
He didn't throw up. That's what he did.
Yes. And you can see that in the
Good
grin.
stuff.
If you know Eric, that grin is not going to move anywhere anytime soon. He's going to be grinning even through the day tomorrow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's going to be grinning through the day tomorrow. So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, like another thing, so Chopper 2 decided to show up. So, like, as I'm getting ready to go out there, let me find this picture. As I'm getting ready to go out there, like, let's see, where is this? As I'm getting ready to go out there, Chopper 2's just hanging out. And so I send a note. I'm like, oh, hey guys, I see you there. It's a little blurry, but I don't know if you could tell, like, maybe if I make it a little bigger. There's Chopper 2 on one side and the Blue Angel on the other. And so Chopper 2, as I was climbing in, they took off and they were just hanging out. And so there's a really cool, and Matt, are you in here? Matt is a photography god among men. Okay. Are you here, Matt? So Matt got some friggin' cool pictures. So Matt took this. Matt took this and like, that's me, bro. Like, that's me in the back. Hey, buddy. Matt, that's me. But also, where's the picture? I know I have it here. Matt also, this is cool. Oh, come on, Burris. Okay, here. Matt took this, and this is a really friggin' cool picture. Chopper 2 hanging out. They're not going to hit each other, but Chopper 2 taking off and hanging out, and Blue Angel number 7 taking off. That, I have a feeling, I think I want this one, Matt, to go on my wall. And Matt, I don't know if what you sent me was I haven't gotten a chance to like go in and look. I don't know if what you sent me was the highest resolution, but whatever you have for the highest resolution, I would absolutely love. So that I want one to go right here. It has to complete the background. Roberto, I asked on your previous post if you passed out or puked. I did not. No puke, no pass out. How cool that is. You got both. I'll put them all on the site. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I'll have to go grab those. I definitely want to do it. Okay, so did I go Mach 1? Okay, so good question. So my watch is an aviation watch. So of course, I had to log this on my aviation watch app, Garmin Connect. So this was my flight path. Okay. So according to the data here, we traveled 232 miles. Our top speed, our maximum ground speed, was 719 miles an hour. So you do the math. Also, like, hilarious, altitude gain. We never got above, I think, 10,000 feet, but we went up and down to the point where I gained 35,000 feet. Oh. But yeah, so max ground speed was 719 miles an hour. 719. Just below Mach 1. So there you go. We did not go supersonic. We were over population centers. So yeah, we did not go supersonic. Man. Were you able to look around and enjoy the view, or are you really concentrating on breathing? I would say, Diane, there were moments where, like, I was even able to I'll show you. I was even able to take selfies. And I haven't posted these, but like, this was me at the SLF where the space shuttle used to land. And then, of course, there's the obligatory vehicle assembly building selfie. Had to take that. So yeah, there were moments where I was able to look around, and like when we were flying straight and level, I was kind of, this is the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station over here. That's where those, and then so I was able to kind of show him around afterward. Now, for those of you that are into aviation, you can appreciate this. I had to have his call sign's Buddy. Had to have Buddy sign my logbook. And in the most FBO way possible, on top of an FBO popcorn machine, that's Buddy signing the logbook. And now my logbook, if you look, it's got Cessna 172, Cessna 172, Cessna 172, FA-18F. 0.8 FA-18F. Oh my God. That was so cool. That was so cool. Am I sore today? I am sore today. Yep. I am sore today. So sore. So, yeah. Chris Garmin, your exercise earned some new awards. Fastest climb, fastest run. I don't even know. Barbara, what a unique experience. What did your boys think? I think Eric thought it was amazing. Alexander, I don't know if he was quite understanding what was happening. Afterward, I was so honored to Lieutenant O'Donnell, who's the pilot. I got this beautiful picture that is signed by everybody, and I'll be putting that up it's sitting right here. I'll be putting that up on my wall. My kids were there. My wife was there. Yeah, it was truly. And then may I also add, like, this is my oldest son, like, Lieutenant O'Donnell took some time to talk to my oldest son afterward. Like, how friggin' cool. There's the crew that got me strapped in. Like, what a friggin' cool moment. But like, you know, he took time with my kids. And he took time to say hello. And, you know, there's something special, truthfully. So, aviation is something special. This was my view of my family as I was rolling out. They were all there hanging out. It was cool. It was cool. Yeah. So, anyway, I will tell you this. I am so humbled because when you think about it, like, this was a cool experience. And the whole purpose, and while we're talking about this, we can pop up the forecast of the Blue Angels and the air show this weekend. But when you think about the purpose of what the Blue Angels are, it's cool as heck. Like, we can establish that. But let's never forget what their purpose is. Their purpose is to honor the men and women that are fighting and serving our country to keep us safe. Okay? They are there to show us, to remind us that there are folks doing these kinds of maneuvers, not in front of crowds, but are doing these kinds of maneuvers to keep us safe. So, you know, for me, I'm doing several stories on the Blue Angels and my ride. And one of them is going to make sure that we don't forget what this is all about. Our military men and women, whether it's whatever color uniform, whatever organization they're in, whether it's the Navy, the Coast Guard, the National Guard, you know, these demonstrations should remind us why that aircraft was built. That aircraft was built to support our country. And so, as I said to each person that worked with me, thank you for your service. To any veterans, thank you for your service. To any family members of active or retired, thank you for your service, right? And I hope that as we take, like, this was badass. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. But it gave me a tiny inclination as to what these men and women train for physically, so that they can do these maneuvers physically, so that they can dogfight, protect, whatever they need to do, they will do. Okay? So, for what it's worth, truthfully, for what it's worth, please remember that. Please, please, please. And go support any organization that supports us, like military, right? Or any of these, you know, just any of these community organizations. It's just very, very important. So anyway, that's my soapbox. That's my soapbox. Okay. Forecast is going to be hot, but I'll still be out there. My kids saw the one jet. And now on this weekend, we're going to head back out to the airport so that they can see all the other jets. So I'm very excited. Chris says USO was a lifesaver for me, and we need to support these organizations. Chris, as a Navy man, you know, as a veteran, you know, it's just so important. Susie says there was an honor flight yesterday in Orlando as well. There was, and those kinds of things are so important. They're so important. So I apologize for my soapbox moment, but there it is. Yep. Mickey says, check that one off the bucket list. Now you need to ride in a Hurricane Hunter during a storm. I don't know if so I saw the F-35 at Sun and Fun. I think the F-22s are going to be at Orlando Air Show. I am so flippin' sunburnt. All right. Yeah. So we've got the Blue Angels. The F-22, Michael Goulian, the B-25 bomber Panchito, who I saw at Sun and Fun, Coast Guard Search and Rescue Demo Team, the Fat Albert C-130 from the Blue Angels, P-51D Quicksilver, P-51D Mustang, the airplane that kept us from speaking German, and the KC-135 Stratotanker. Yeah. Right, I'm a big F-35 nerd. When I saw the F-35 demo over at Sun and Fun, it was friggin' amazing. And I forget what her name was, but the pilot of the F-35, all I could think of is like, that is awesome. I just want to shake her hand and be like, you're awesome. Did I do that to Buddy yesterday? Yes, I did. You want pics of the F-35? I almost touched it in the tower. That's so funny. Oh, my God. What direction are the Angels flying? I don't know. I don't know. Chris Pierce, during the 2045 eclipse, Eric pulls out his phone. Hey, have you seen me in the Blue Angel ever? No, I'm not going to do that. Mickey's asking, how did the teacher do? She was getting out of the jet. She was much better than I was. I was good until it's funny. So when it was time, when we got back to the FBO, Buddy was like, all right, heads up. When you get up, your legs may not love that. And I was like, all right. So when she got out, she seemed spry as could be. When I got up, I went from being good to not good real quick. Equal it, whatever. So anyway, she getting out of the jet, she was super composed. When I got out of the jet, I was not super composed. And like you could tell, like my kids are running up and hitting me, and I'm like, oh crap, do not fall, Burris. So anyway, she did great. I adore her. We are now friends on Facebook, and it looks like come fall, I will be hopefully doing a weather talk in her class. I feel connected to her and her family. They were so great. And I want to tell her story, which I will on Wesh 2 News in the next couple of days. So I've got the one story done. I will be putting 2 more stories together, and I will be sharing them with you here on Coffee Talk as well. Denise says, I come from a very military family and married into one. So thankful for all the military personnel, even the animals. My dad was Marines, World War II. My husband was Navy SEALs during Desert Storm. My brother retired Navy as a Rear Admiral, lower half. I think I wrote that correctly. Denise, your whole family, I think we all owe your family and so many others a true debt of gratitude. Truthfully. Check out Outdoor Valor as well by Veterans for Active Duty and Veterans. The founder is an exceptional young man who faithfully served and continues to serve veterans. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. I was able to have a couple of beers with the prior F-35 demo pilot, Beowulf. Oh, that's funny. I like that. A couple of years ago in Lakeland, a major aviation. I can only imagine, Brian. Wow. I could only imagine. Yeah. It's something. Priscilla, how nice. That's lovely. So kind of you. Oh, well, thank you very much. I've done nothing. I'm just, if I can raise any awareness. Eduardo, what's your call sign? They didn't give me one. That's okay. That's okay. I don't need my call sign. It could have been Campeche. Let's just say it was Campeche. We'll go with that. But Buddy was Buddy the Elf, I guess. So anyway, now what was fun is yesterday, like during the heat of the moment of all this, my refrigerator died in my house. So like we got to throw a ton of good food away because it all died. So now I have to go call a refrigerator repairman. Is your refrigerator running? No, it's not. Well, you better go catch. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so that's what I get to go do. John, if you've Apple TV, watch Masters of the Air. I will do that. Charles, it is Whirlpool. Yeah, I didn't whirling right now, let me tell you. First time in my life I've had a refrigerator die, of course. They were talking about giving you a call sign on Wesh this morning. Were they? Did my story air again this morning? I have to watch it. If they were teasing me, especially I have to watch it. You know, Kellyanne, speaking of, Kellyanne is engaged to a Navy pilot as well. It's you know, and I always tease him and he always teases me. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. It just aired? I have to go back and watch it. Eric's proposed call sign, Denerd. Eric Denerd. Is that one word? So I need to go figure out who to call to pick that up. Priscilla, have I taken the missus up in a Cessna? Not yet. I'll get there. Yeah. I also fight with the ice maker, Charles, but in this case, the entire dang thing died. So that sucks. Yep. All right. That's all I got. Blue Angel flight, dad jokes, coffee talk. Coffee talk has it all. And we haven't even made it to hurricane season yet, which I got to tell you, we're about to run into Jeremy Nelson just texted me real fast. He texted me October 12th is coming up. We're recycling. Yep. That's my new lunch date with my 3.5-year-old. It was only $6 to go park on the top deck of the parking garage there at the airport and watch the planes. If I can listen, I mean, if you can tell, I kind of have a nerd thing going, and I will look forward to trying to share my nerddom with my family. Yeah, I have not been in a Hurricane Hunter aircraft flying. Although when I was at Sun and Fun, real fast, I thought this was really interesting. Okay, real fast, and then I'm going to have to go at some point. So right now we have the United States Air Force has the 45th Reconnaissance Wing that does Hurricane Hunter missions on C-130s, and NOAA runs the P-3 Orions, Gulfstream jets, and I think they have a King Air also. But in talking to the folks with NOAA, they said, and I thought this was fascinating, that less and less will the Air Force be doing this. More and more NOAA's going to ramp up. And so there will get to be a day where Air Force is out of the Hurricane Hunter business and it will all be NOAA. And they will be flying the C-130s. I was like, well, that's fascinating. Makes sense. Cindy says, your nerddom makes me feel seen in my nerddom. All of us nerds, we're all good people together, for goodness sake. Right? No, I'm back at Sanford today. So on my takeoff roll, I'll be looking over at the Blue Angels thinking, that was one friggin' experience, man. Yeah. All right, that's all I got, people. Are we good? Are we good? It's going to be hot as you know what. It's going to be hot. Hot jambalaya. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? No, I'm going to be doing some maneuvers, so I'll have some couple of bodies in the plane today. I'm going to take Boris and Hunter. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Cindy says thanks for sharing. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Taylor, a friend of mine, had his house burned down yesterday. I'm so sorry to see this. He's a single dad and has 2 small children. Red Cross gave him money and said good luck. I posted a GoFundMe on my personal page. If you're not able to help, please share it. Sending all the love I can, Taylor. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's just so sad. Oh man. That's just so sad. Bo, next weekend, any rain? We're in a really dry pattern right now. And even that front Sunday into Monday, you see those temperatures are not tweaking much. Matt, glad you like the pics. It was so fun to get those. I'm so grateful, Matt. I owe you lunch, okay? I owe you lunch one day as a thank you. I think the picture's also going on the Wesh. I think we're going to put the picture of Chopper 2 and the Blue Angel on the Wesh LinkedIn page, I think. So, but we're super grateful for it. Yeah. I'm Matt, I'm going to put your picture right here. No offense to the 2 Falcon cores, but got to put the picture right there. It's worth it. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. Thank you. I'm going to go do some dishes and then run to the airport again. Flying a little different. It's still going to be cool as heck, but that's okay. All right. Be the sunshine. Thank you all. See you tomorrow on Coffee Talk.